Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or morning, or afternoon, or whatever it is where you're from. Today we are coming to you with another JDL game, this time from the Asia 1 division, and it is Myth against Execration TNC. You'll notice that, of course, from the very fancy Be Right Back coming up next screen, which we have because we're too pro, in case you didn't know that. And I'm just in the lobby now, just starting up the stream as soon as all the players are in and we've got the ready calls. We are now loading into the game, and I'm really looking forward to this match. I think it's going to be an epic one, because even though the teams aren't that close on the tables, they both have something to lose. Here's basically the situation. If right, let me get this right. If Myth can pull off a win, then they avoid having to go into a three-way tie for the final position in the finals. Currently, they are tied with Myth. Sorry, it's Myth, Orange, and Manianc. Those three teams are tied. But Myth here having an extra game to play, they might be able to get a bit of an edge on those, and that would be amazing. Then we wouldn't need to do any tiebreakers. We could go straight into the Asia Division finals, and it would be awesome. On the flip side, Execration are currently tied in a position of having to head to the Division 1-2 playoffs, and that is the last thing they want to do. So if they can secure even just one win here, then they're going to avoid that. So to be honest, both teams could win in terms of league standings. If they each manage to secure at least one victory, they'll avoid an awkward tie with other teams. Looking at the actual match history between the two of them, oh hello. Sorry, one moment, ladies and gentlemen. We appear to have yet more technical issues. Hooray! Okay, well, if this is going to be a thing, music already on? I did not even realize. Yep, we've had a couple of people. Okay, the entire Execration team there failed to load up, but we're all still in the lobby. The admin's still here, Myth is still here, Execration is still here, so I'm sure everything will be fine. Lining up. I hope everybody will also notice I'm currently the only caster in this game, and I'm really surprised at that. This game's been publicised for the last 3 or 4 days. These are two fairly large teams. You know, I get that JDL is largely English or European languages, and I get that this is the Asia 1 division, but I'm really surprised. Like, come on, guys. Cast your games. Here we go. So, one more time. Execration looking to avoid the Division 1 playoffs. Division 1 or 2 playoffs. They can do that in this game by securing a single win. Not only that, but... mic is kind of loud. And again, my mic resets for no reason. That's just wonderful. Myth looking to avoid the current three-way tie for 4th place and the final position in the finals. And again, Execration seeming to have major problems loading into this game. Sorry guys, I'm going to give you an update as soon as I have one. At this stage... we're just really hoping exacting... Sorry, when I see XCTN, which is how Execration abbreviate their name, to me that just immediately says exacting, which wouldn't be a bad name for a team, but of course is not the name of this team, so it's not really what I should say. So don't let me do that, guys. Don't let me do that. Looks like I'm gonna have David joining me on stats as well, which is pretty awesome. He's not gonna be able to do the pop-up thing unless, oh well, if this lobby fails. Oh no, he's on mobile device, I think, so that might not work. But here we go. Back in the lobby. Execration saying they're sorry about that. They've had a bit of problem with their network, but it should be fine now. But then wait, this is getting to be a pattern, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting to be a pattern. And we really are just waiting for them. Everything else is ready. I had a hideous game a couple of days ago. I had a hideous stream a couple of days ago where the link just kept going on and kept going on, and in the end it was 2 hours, and the game never actually happened after just constant attempts to remake and everything else. So fingers crossed this won't happen. And apologies to everybody on stream for the mic. I literally, not even joking, I double check that like 5 times when I start a stream, and it just resets randomly for no reason, which is incredibly annoying. Looks like we are just holding up for Execration to actually solve the problems before we just try and, you know, rush into the next game, which I think is wise. I like the idea of doing that. I haven't heard anything from when they said wait, though. Sounds fine now. It could be a little louder, says David E. There's just no pleasing some people. My gosh. There we go. Hope that's loud enough for you, buddy. Okay guys, so here's the update that we've all been waiting so patiently for. Basically, Execration are going to be relogging into Steam, possibly restarting their servers, possibly doing you know, a rain dance, all kinds of crazy things, and then they're all going to type G when ready. G has been typed. Mith, just getting confirmation that they're ready, but I'm pretty sure they've been ready for the last 20 minutes. Yep, they're ready. That coming from Stand-In Mormor, who seems to be the only stand-in player, at least. That's for the Mith side. And here we go, guys. Loading into the third attempt. Third time's the charm. Third one will kill you. I'm sure there are other idioms relating to the number 3, but that'll do for now. And here we go. Mith are loaded in. Execration's Fox is loaded in. The admin is loaded in. I'm obviously loaded in. BG01, Ninja Boogie mid player, and Lumic are also loaded in, guys. So here we go. Looks like we are actually going to be able to get some Dota today. I'm so excited. So very excited. Okay. Let me just switch the stream over to something
Radiance ban.
a little bit more interesting. There we go, and I'm just going to pop a little message up on the stream.
Ten seconds to go.
Okay.
5 seconds.
I'm also obviously just hoping to get a couple of the bans and picks out.
Dyer's ban.
So I've got a little bit more to say. But there we go, the Lycan ban is very, very common at the moment in the metagame. He... from being someone I didn't hugely rate because I thought he kind of peaked at about 15 minutes and didn't scale that well later on. I've been totally changed around. He's been picked up or banned pretty much every match. He's kind of the new Invoker. Never thought I would have said that about Lycan and Invoker, the fact that they're in any way similar, but apparently they are. And it's just crazy. He does scale. The only thing you really need to play with Lycan is a team which has enough control to make sure that he only has to fight when he's got his ult. But that's not too hard to do, particularly if you go for a pushing lineup, so you're the ones putting pressure on early game. The next Assassin ban, also very, very good. Again, not someone that I feel is as terrifying as some of the real monsters out there. But who knows, maybe Myth are planning on picking up Invoker or something. Execration looking to ban out the Naga.
Reserve time.
Let me get this music off. Silly grumble. Silly grumble. So the Naga ban is I think an excellent choice. It gives them a great ability. Well, it would have given Myth a great ability to initiate team fights. It's one of the most confusing picks in the metagame at the moment because it can be played so effectively as a carry or as a support. And it's really just there to throw you. That's what I say about Naga. She's weird. She shouldn't be able to carry, but she does. She shouldn't be able to push that damn well. Shout out to Miracle there, obviously. My gosh, that man can push with a Naga. And yeah, we are now just waiting on Execration. Looks like they had a DC for a brief moment. Just gonna quickly check the chat. Looks. Wow. Okay, they suddenly had the entire team DC. Okay. Okay. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Don't you do this. Don't you do this. Get a ban up. Get a ban on the board. There we go. Okay, good. For a horrible second there, I thought they were going to ask for a remake. Does look like they've been left with only 27 seconds of bonus time though, so it wouldn't have been the most unfair thing in the world. But they are just going to go for it. And there is the Invoker ban. As I said, like pretty much 100% of the time he'll be picked up or banned. And same deal with Batrider. Although most of the time he manages to get banned out in the first 4. So this is going to be quite interesting. Batrider being able to do amazing initiation and amazing team fight. Just in terms of the damage over time he can put down. And of course Sticky Napalm making him a terrifying laner. You know, even if you have a very high health and Batrider is fairly low health, Sticky Napalm just makes all of his attacks and skills more effective, and that has a tendency to even things out. Execration picking up the Nature's Prophet, so that's their off lane presumably, and certainly a great deal of global push. And then going for the Sand King, which he's making a comeback. He went from being like, yeah, you know, he's alright, but we don't really like him. So now everybody picks him, and I'm so happy. It's Gabe Newell's favorite hero, one of my favorite heroes. He's so mobile, he's got such a brilliant stun, he can farm by himself, he's excellent at putting jungle creeps, and Epicenter is honestly just gravy in that context. Wondering what he'll build into. I'm hoping we'll see a Bird of Discord come out on Sand King because it enables his ult to be effective even later into the game. So fingers crossed on that. And Shadow Shaman being picked up by Myth. So both teams having an immediate ganker and an immediate pusher. It's going to be interesting to see how those two bash up against each other. I do kind of feel that, well, Batrider is going to have an edge on Sand King in terms of initiating on a single enemy hero, but Sand King is going to have the advantage when initiating on a team. Conversely, I think Shadow Shaman is going to have an advantage pushing a tower. Because I think his wards are better than Treants, but Nature's Prophet is going to have the edge of being able to push any tower anywhere on the map. A lot of ganking, a lot of tower pushing. This promises to be a pretty bloody game. And I'm going to have a quick look at the boards. Yep, everything seems to be going well. Nobody in stream is making huge problems about the huge complaints about the quality of the stream or the audio or anything like that, which makes me happy. Please do let me know if something goes hideously wrong with that. Nature's Prophet, Execration, just calling the entire team Nature's Prophet now. Execration banning out the IO, which I think is a brilliant choice. IO has been really coming back into the meta recently. Saw him being played mid, I think by Myth recently, and it was devastating. They were basically using the mobility of IO to quickly get him out of lane, helping a side lane gank, and then you've even got the threat of picking up somebody from the side lane and taking them back to mid with you for the return trip and getting a gank off there as well. Also banning out DK. I suppose that's because they want to be in control of the pushing in this game. AA giving them more global, so that's going to help out Nature's Prophet. Myth, on the other hand, banning out Morphling and Lifesteal. It looks like they really do not want Exec to be getting their hands on powerful, hard late game carries, and that makes sense. Neither Shadow Shaman or Batrider, in my opinion, scale particularly well. Myth want this to be over probably by the let's have a look. I would say by at least 40-45 minutes. That's the, depending on their next few picks, I would say that is the outside for Myth of how long they can keep this going. I do really like the Ancient Apparition pickup. It is quite interesting though. They've left themselves with Execration have left themselves with two supports, both of whom require a fair bit of farm.
Dyer's pick.
Ancient Apparition tending to want to go to an Aghanim Scepter, Sand King tending to want, as I said, Veil of Discord, Blink Dagger obviously before that, potentially even a Shiva's Guard. One of them I'm sure will just play hard to support this game, but it's going to be interesting. AA, I think, regarded so highly because of his Ag's upgraded ulti.
10
so we're going to have to see. And
to
Myth
go.
kind of given away why they wanted to get rid of Morphling and Lifestealer.
5
They've picked
seconds.
up Spectre, which is of course very late game carry. Very very fat when fed,
Radiant's pick.
as are we all. And Mirana getting picked up by Execration. As I said, it's going to be bloody. They want that invis. They really really want that invis. They've also got a nice combination there between Cold Feet, and the massive stun duration on Sacred Arrow. The only thing they might have a little bit of trouble with is actually landing the arrow,
10
because they've just really got
seconds
to
to
slow,
go.
and Sand King stun, and Sand King stun only stuns for
5
2.17 seconds. And everybody should know that stat, by the way. 2.17 seconds, and you can remember
Reserve
it
time.
because Epicenter takes 2 seconds to channel, so you can always stun someone and then channel Epicenter. Hooray! Waiting for the fourth pickup from Myth. Of course, they've got this, extra 30 seconds of bonus time after I think Execration had some network problems, and they're going to go for the Enchantress. So that's more push for them. It's more lane XP for the Spectre. It does mean, I'm assuming it's going to be Batrider mid, Spectre Shadow Shaman,
10
probably in
seconds
the
to go.
safe lane. They still need to pick up an
5
off laner in that case.
seconds.
I'm wondering what Execration's plan is. They don't really have the.
Radiant team
I'm assuming
ban.
safe lane, tri lane there with Sand King, Ancient Apparition, and Mirana as carry with a Nature's Prophet sitting on the off lane. But which would mean they need a mid. But Mirana could go mid, and they could. I don't think they could
10
run an aggressive tri lane, to be
seconds
honest.
to go.
They've only got one reliable stun. They got. Oh, but maybe they could though.
5
Oh,
seconds.
it's difficult. It's difficult, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm going to go with defensive try for Execration. I really can't
Reserve
see much else
time.
happening. And they go for the Doom ban as the final point. That not a bad choice. Excellent against getting annoying Nature's Prophet bastards. Very tanky, very hard hitting hero. Can be played solo offlane. Which I think is probably why Execration were thinking along those lines. And of course Doom on Mirana or Nature's or possibly their fifth pickup that they're planning to get would be incredibly annoying. So
Dyer's pick.
so they're going to want to handle that, I think. I'm going to have a quick look, make sure I'm not getting any drop frames. 0.58% dropped frames. Oh yes, thank you very much.
Radiant's pick.
Oh, and they pick up the anti-mage. I was wondering. I was going to say, Execration in their first 4 picks didn't have anything that immediately screamed, we need Doom banned because he'll just doom us. But the anti-mage, that makes sense. So now they've got the late game to run up against Myth. And actually Myth being highly mana dependent really might end up struggling against this anti-mage. And of course Doom, if he'd been picked up by Myth, wow,
10 seconds to
pop a
go.
Doom on an anti-mage and just laugh. It's like that's not magic.
5
That's just
seconds.
straight out of hell curses. Just laugh.
Reserve time.
Laugh in his little face as he tries to run away. Looking for the final pickup from Myth. They got 16 seconds to do it, guys. So we're going to be seeing some Dota real soon.
10 seconds to
Faceless
go.
Void was their final ban. I mean, that would also have done as a
5
final pickup for
seconds.
Exec, but I really think that Anti-Mage is a nice pick. And they go for the Beastmaster, so they have got very strong push, and actually the right kind of lineup, kind of with the bases covered to give Spectre a lot of room to farm. Looks like it'll probably, I mean, Beastmaster or Batrider, the two of them could basically rotate around the mids. I assume it's going to be Batrider though. Beastmaster I think would probably struggle against Mirana. Nothing going on in the chat there. Just wanted to make sure we weren't about to get kicked out for a remake. No reason why that should happen. I've just been getting a lot of that recently. Alright, and here we go. So up on Execration, looking like they're going to do a straight run
This
to
should be
the
interesting.
bot lane. We have Lumic on the Mirana, we have Ninja Boogie on the Anti-Mage, we have Fox on the Sand King, we have BG01 on the Ancient Apparition. Who's missing? And there we have mid player on the on the Nature's Prophet. I've made an arrangement or a personal vow. If these teams don't put their real names down, I'm going with what they say, and that's not good for them, and it's not good for me. But it helps encourage them to put their real names up, which honestly makes it so much easier. You know, you might think, oh well, just a couple of people switch their names around. You can just remember who it is. Yeah, no, because sometimes it's 10 people, and you know, this is a fairly fast-paced game. Introducing Myth, we have Scouting Arrow goes out, spots the Enchantress. If she'd been hit by that, that would have been different. But no hit, no scar. Everybody backs out. So on Myth, we have TNK rocking the Shadow Shaman. We have ZKO rocking the Spectre. We have Momo, the stand-in, rocking the Enchantress. We have ABBA, ABBA rocking the Beastmaster. And up here, there's Boombell. Ready to do some damage on the Bat Rider, and I really like this. They've Execration making sure they're getting into the jungle, blocking up all the camps. Enchantress is really going to struggle early game to secure her farm up against that kind of lineup. That kind of lineup and that kind of play. Sand King moving past mid. I would assume he's heading to top, but who knows? Helping out with the creep block. Well, ish. He may actually have just made that worse. Sorry, Fox. And it is Beastmaster mid, so it's Beastmaster up against Mirana. It'll be Whirling Axes up against Arrow. Beastmaster obviously rushing a Midas. Mirana not rushing a Midas, actually getting a Wraith Band and a couple of pooled Tangos. Now, I really don't like that. I really do not like that. The Wraith Band is not a very good early game item in my opinion. For equivalent prices, you can actually get more stats by getting the ingredients and some GG branches. But maybe I'm missing something. She does, of course, get a bit of an edge having those two Tangos pulled to her by a team. She is, of course, trying to rush bottle. I get that, but I'm not sure about this. I am really not sure about this. Enchantress, so lost, so alone. Level 1, 0 out of 200 XP. Really hoping to get the D ward, but Execration, they're too smart for that. Yeah, she's actually having to burn Tango is just trying to get down the sentry ward, but she can't find it. Yep, the pings are coming out, but she just has no idea. It's been nicely placed over there. I gotta wonder whether Execration have been watching Myth's previous games and just fundamentally, you know, memorizing where they put all their wards, and where they by default tend to de-ward. But yeah, good play there. But I do find it slightly interesting that Dota can be so hugely affected. I didn't even realize that. And the other interesting camp for the Enchantress is actually Mud Golems. That's awful. That's an awful start for Enchantress. Really bad.
Invisibility.
Yeah, so basically we got a camp of Mud Golems, we got 2 blocked camps, and we've got the camps which Shadow Shaman needs to use for the pull. The Sentry Ward though does manage to pick out mid player as he attempts to go in for some action. Now he of course was basically just hoping to soak up a percentage of the XP here from these Mud Golems. Possibly not going to happen though. And up on top lane, Ninja Boogie looks to be doing pretty well. So let's have a quick look at the last hits. Yep, he's coming top of the last hits. Mirana though losing mid against Beastmaster, so probably evening out between the teams. Bat Rider doing a nice job of blocking the potential push there. And mid player doing a fair job down on bot. I mean it's 0-0. He's got Treants in, getting some harass. I mean this is pretty much perfect. Enchantress, I do like this call. It's pretty much the only thing she could do, but she is of course in massive trouble, and that is go and farm the enemy jungle. Gonna run in, unfortunately,
Come get
to Lumic, who just needs to land an arrow at this stage.
Yes.
There it is. And secures first blood. The only real advantage there for Myth being that the supports were rotated out of top for that for no real reason, so wasted a bit of time. But that is a very, very minor advantage. This is a really bad game for Enchantress. Really, really, really bad. Ninja Boogie still leading the last hits up on top, but now Spectre has basically caught back up. If people are wondering who my announcer is, by the way, it's the GLaDOS announcer pack. I think. Yeah, it's GLaDOS. Gotta love the GLaDOS. The Mega Kill announcers are the best for those. So Mirana, Lumic now basically just hanging out at mid, getting the Bottle Crow on. That's actually that's a Mirana courier. That is adorable. Oh. Let's have a quick look at the Radiant Courier, which OD is still walking. They've just got the throw, which is alright. Oh, that's not the throw. Apologies, it's a Druffin. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Out of my way!
Arrow landing straight on a creep there. Looks like we've got a Wild Wing Ripper there, just using the tornado to get some harass Mirana, give her slightly less dominance in mid lane. And what is Enchantress up to now? Is this an attempted gank on the Nature's Prophet? If it is, it's bold. I'll give it that. I mean, I can appreciate the logic. You know, once you get that Centaur, you've got a huge stun to drop down in lane whenever something kicks off. But for her to come in from where she is coming in from, oh, there it is. There's a stun. Unfortunately, we have had invis popped by Mirana, and they don't have any detection. So Mormor going to take some damage there. Nature's Prophet takes some hurt, but I'm pretty sure it's just going to tango up and be fine. And yeah, really not a huge amount of action going on here. Although Mirana really is just farming up a storm mid, really managing to catch up to Beastmaster. Spectre manages to take out the Nature's Prophet though. Excellent job from her. That makes that rotation for Enchantress totally worthwhile.
Under attack.
But
just continue doing
and also the
whatever it
pickup
was
for
you were
Spectre
doing.
is going to be really good for Myth. If Spectre can start getting kills, and
Dire's
wow,
bottom
look at that
tower is
Spectre
under
set.
siege.
That's really nice. Really nice. If Spectre can start picking up kills, that's not what they want. I mean, at the moment, it's all about the Desolate. Pretty soon, she'll start getting dispersion. She'll be a lot more dangerous to gank. Speaking of, looks like Fox might be wanting to head onto mid. He's still about 1,000 off his Blink Dagger. It's nighttime, of course, so this is the time to be doing it. Doesn't get the stun off quite in time. If there'd been a stun there from Mirana, they maybe actually could have followed that up, because Sand King's stun has a huge range, and I think he's got 2 points in it. Range 450. Okay, not that good. Never mind. Okay. Ouch. I thought it was higher level than that. I thought the game was later than that. I thought more things were happening, and such. So Spectre probably, it's just a guess, probably heading the last per minute graph. Yes, by quite a significant amount, thanks to that kill on Nature's Prophet. So while she might be behind Anti-Mage in terms of last hits, that's actually fairly significant. Nature's Prophet as well, not being able to be in XP range most of the time. Let's have a quick look at the net worth graph. Oh dear, Nature's Prophet. Oh, and again with a nice rotation out from Aber as well. And that's another kill for the Spectre. This is not good. Killing spree coming out from Zedko. Zedku? Zedku. Lackle. Right. Enchantress finally gets her jungle back. She must be so happy. This is what she's always wanted. I mean, like a mile too late. She's level 3. But hey, what are you gonna do? Leaving those 2 ogres in the camp, I don't really agree with that. You know, you finish up after yourself. You don't leave veggies on your plate. That kind of thing. Shadow Shaman in charge now, defending mid against Sand King. So suddenly it's the mid support game, which is grand. Gotta love it. Boombell still trying to get the harass on Ninja Boogie, but yeah, now that Blink's up, can actually make it really difficult. This was actually very anti-mage. He does have to run through an awful lot of fire, but he calculated the mana perfectly to know that now is the time to go in, and he will not be able to lasso me. Oh, and so close. Almost securing the kill. In danger of going down himself, though. Oh dear, not enough appreciation of the damage over time. Not enough appreciation of the potential limits of that Nature's Prophet ult, and ends up getting himself killed. Batrider actually an amazing counter to Anti-Mage in the laning phase now I think about it. As soon as you hit 6, his blink becomes a lot less reliable, and with the Firefly, you can really just kind of make an entire area unapproachable for the entire enemy team. It doesn't matter if you're only there for a second, because you've only got to be in the area for a second to take the damage over time debuff. It's yeah, blink as much as you want, Anti-Mage, but if you blink in range, you're gonna catch on fire. Catching fire. Hunger Games references. Yay! It's Centaur versus Centaur here in the forest. Enchantress Centaur beating up little baby Centaur. Now beating up daddy. No, not dealing. Finished your damn camps. Oh, okay, cool. Picking up 2 Centaurs. Moving into mid. I'm thinking this could just be a kind of rush push, put a bit of pressure on. Looks like Execration are planning to do something else. Mith will be able to tell that, given there's only Ancient Apparition mid. And the call will just be basically, yeah, come help us. Unfortunately, they didn't do it in time. What they wanted to do there was, what Mith wanted to do was put pressure onto mid, force them out. They're going to go for the anti-mage kill, but again, no detection. So sorry, the sentence I've tried to start 3 times is, what Mith wanted to do was put some pressure on mid. They knew that a lot of the Execration players were missing. They suspected a gank coming out somewhere, and they wanted to do something about it. Unfortunately, they did it just slightly too late and ended up losing Batrider on the top lane. But it's far from terrible. Beastmaster, I would want to say, probably a little bit overexposed here. Sand King just desperate to come in, desperate. Gets chased off by the Centaur there. Probably a wise choice. But I do kind of feel that these 2 heroes. Oh no, okay. I was going to say they shouldn't be up here by themselves, but they're not going to be by themselves. Shadow Shaman's coming. He's got wards up. This will be just a Myth push top. I'm thinking.
Middle tower is under attack.
Just while we wait for that, I'm going to take a quick peek at the stream. Doing pretty well, guys. Doing pretty well. Oh, they thought it was Stephen Hawking on the announcer. That I would love a Stephen Hawking announcer. Oh my god, please Valve. Yeah, one of the greatest Brits. Here come the wards. We're looking to get a big push on this top tower, and unfortunately it's going to be very difficult for Anti-Mage to drag those creeps past. He's melee, and there's a whole load of wards. He's going to go in and try and get it anyway. Not close enough. Anti-Mage, you're not going to get it without taking those hits, buddy. But this tower is just absolutely melting. The wards actually not being focused on the tower. This might secure the deny for Exec. Suddenly it's looking a lot more doable. No, it's not. Anti-Mage chooses to run away. That was definitely the right choice. Anti-Mage, of course, being the most notorious coward in the laning phase, and then switching into the biggest asshole late game. So yeah, that fits with him. That fits with him. We're gonna get rotation from Execration down into the bot lane. Looks like they want to pick off Spectre, who's the only person here. But of course, picking off Spectre, I mean, how? You know, she'll just haunt away. Just haunt away. Of course, if she haunts away, it will give them a beautiful opportunity to push the tower. Maybe they're thinking that they'll get that. But they're in danger of losing their mid-tier one as well. And these two heroes have effectively been doing nothing. They are smoked up now, heading into mid, but still being spotted out by the Haunt Illusions. Now we've got just Nature's Prophet down on the bot lane. This is more like what they want. And Myth are being forced into a general retreat just by the rotations. That's what they wanted. That's given them enough space to take down that tier 1 and even up the tower score.
Radiant's bottom tower has been destroyed.
Kind of looks a little bit to me like Lumic and Fox here are kind of just pushing mid by default now. They're here. And I'm not sure that's necessarily the best idea. They need to be ready to back up, or to call in for more support from their team, in my opinion. AA ult gonna come in, gonna hit the Beastmaster. Oh, apparently they just want to gank, straight up gank. Although they're only ganking the Beastmaster beasts. So not the most terrifying or interesting or really relevant gank in the world. Now, here we go. Myth grouping up for a push mid. Shadow Shaman does have wards up again. Getting that nice area clearance out. We've got the, it really looks like a double damage courier, but it's not, of course. That's just the Champion's Blue Prismatic Gem. Oh, double damage courier. Would love it. I don't know why they bothered calling it the, what was it? Champion's Blue Prismatic Gem. Just call it double damage. Like, couriers don't do any damage. It's you know, 2 times 0 is 0. It won't affect the game. But you know how many more people will buy that gem if it's called the double damage gem? Like 1,000,000%. That's a high percent. Boogie in real trouble here. Again, we're seeing the advantage of the area denial offered by Batrider. He gets out though. Very lucky on the blink. If it had been looked like it was getting down to about 50 damage that he needed to take to die. And now Beastmaster in real trouble as he runs into the stun squad. The arrow, I was going to say that there was a bit of a risk in that arrow that it might have hit the other end, the summon there. Lumic wants to go for the Enchantress and gets it just enough damage there with that DD rune to get past even the
Dire's middle tower is under siege.
healed up, the healing up Enchantress. So, excellent play there by him. Now it looks like both teams kinda grouping up mid. I say kinda because nobody really seems to want to commit to it. And this game suddenly got a lot more interesting. It's 4-4. Let's have a quick look at the XP graph. So after you know 15 minutes of leads emerging and leads being given and leads being taken away, we're now basically back to where we were at the start of the match. So that's good. What about gold? Gold, a little bit more important. Execration, securing those most recent kills, that is definitely going to give them a gold advantage. But yeah, who knows? Myth have been they were leading the tower push game. They got their tier 1 down before Execration got their tier 1 down. They're probably going to do the same thing again here, so that's where they're going to equalize that gold graph. Also with Sankey having popped his ult during that gank on Beastmaster, which I have to say was probably unnecessary.
Top tower is being
there's
attacked.
really nothing Execration can do here.
Have
Other
been
than be a real douche, play some rat doto and try and take top tower in exchange. Batrider here looking to get a blink, gets a lasso off on Nature's Prophet. But oh, and there it is. There's the there was the shackle. Anti-mage comes in, tries to finish off the Shadow Shaman and does, but Nature's Prophet does go down. It's not enough to save him, poor buddy. But the tower's still up. So Myth there only losing a Shadow Shaman, definitely worth it. Enchantress though, getting caught out in the jungle, stun locked. They're really enjoying this Mirana Sanking combo, but she has got untouchable. She has got her heal up now. She is playing the Duke, and Beastmaster has come in. There's the raw, beautiful range, and Mirana goes down. Now Sanking's on the run. Spectre has haunted in. He gets a nice stun off. Uses the distance it gets him to earn the time to pop a TP, which will see him safely home. I need to just not talk for 3 seconds, sorry. Ninja Boogie, pushing top. 6-5 now for Myth. So let's have a quick look. They are pulling back a little bit on the experience graph, and now the gold graph makes absolutely no difference. So basically guys, welcome to 0-0 in Myth against Exec. We are randomly starting the heroes at level 12, but other than that everything is exactly like a newly started game. Let's have a quick look at the hero level as well. So, I mean, eyeballing it, this is kind of what I thought would happen. The Myth team have a great lineup for giving Spectre space. And Spectre is using that space and getting fed and getting tanky. Got Vanguard up already, phase boots. There's the relic. So this isn't a rushed Radiance, but I think it'll be up by let's call it 22-23 minutes. assuming that there's no kill either way. Beastmaster gets, again, that stun lock with Sanking Mirana. They are really taking advantage of Sanking's mobility, using it to make him into a hero that can actually keep up with a leaping Mirana. And they're doing a great job of it. They're doing a really, really great job of it. That Drum of Endurance on Mirana, doing great work. But here we go. Boogie has a haste rune. Boogie has a haste rune. Nature's Prophet has left. Nature's Prophet left. Okay. The kills. Kills are real. I'm pretty sure they could have got something there, but now Anti-Mage has actually just left up while 3 Myth heroes come out and try and get him. But oh dear, not much you can say to that, guys. Oh, there's always the old Dust Lasso. I spoke too soon, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be a dead Ninja Boogie. Beautiful lockdown coming out from Shadow Shaman to help deal with it once the lasso wore off. Spectre, of course, haunting up as well, and that was a very, very key kill. Who actually got the gold? And it was Spectre getting the gold and the XP for that. So they're doing an excellent job leaving the kills for the carry. But that's quite a pointed statement because nobody else I know is good at leaving kills for the carry. That's right, I said it. That's right. Davey, I think you're watching this. You mentioned you might be interested in going support. Leave the kills for the carry. Just leave the kills for the carry. I mean, like, I'm not trying to be snooty about this. I don't leave kills for carries. Hell, carry support. That's how you know you're pro, right? No, but seriously, good push here coming on from Myth. Unfortunately, Beastmaster being slightly too over-aggressive gets caught out in this traditional stun lock, which Execration are just owning in. And Ninja Booty now looking to just keep the blink up on this Batrider. He needs one more hit. He's not going to get it. And the Radiant Courier goes down as well. So Spectre and Beastmaster and a Courier go down. I think mainly because Beastmaster was just a little bit overexposed there, which meant that they that the Exec side could basically just take him out and then rush into the team fight without worrying about the rule. Oh my gosh, I have been totally missing stats, Davey. I am so very, very sorry. There weren't any for the first kind of 10 minutes, and then I stopped paying attention to my Steam pop-ups. First stat, Mirana now has a 60% win rate against Spectre in 6.8 Pro Dota. So that would suggest major edge coming out for XCT. I can totally see why that would be. Mirana ult, of course, giving a great way to escape from the Spectre ganking. But I mean, I don't think it's the hardest counter. You know, it maybe makes Spectre's ult less useful. Maybe, unless you get to gem, of course. In which case, the gems will also have the illusions will also have gems. But we'll see. I think a fed Spectre more scary than a fed Mirana, in my humble opinion. Next stat. Despite Anti-Mage's 58% win rate in 6.8 Pro Dota, he only has a 50% win rate against Batrider. Again, not very surprising. The reasons I was saying up on that top lane, Batrider was doing an excellent job countering him. Assuming that Myth can keep the team organization strong, keep their positioning, then it's going to be more than that. It's going to be a late game advantage as well. That lasso and that the Firefly damage, the area denial, being everything that Anti-Mage doesn't like. So yeah, excellent job, excellent job. Apparently,
sprites are with us.
yeah, Enchantress there popping her heal. Good luck on the Batrider. And they're moving up to try and, I doubt they're trying to seriously defend this top tower. I mean, look at it, would you? But they are going to be hoping for a deny, which they will be able to get if Beastmaster had just left that alone for 5 seconds. Literally 5 seconds. But of course, I mean, this is something I've tended to notice since starting to cast on this scene, which of course I am still very new at. In the games I play, we are beautiful Sanking initiation there. Spectre, Hex, beautiful Hex from Shadow Shaman is going to make sure that that the Sanking ult is effectively wasted. Unfortunately, I think he ruined it by then wasting his own ult immediately afterwards. I don't think that was necessary. But the Hex was beautiful and it did get Spectre out. Spectre now looking to push up top. I missed the anti-mage kill. Apologies for that, guys. But again, that was Batrider, as we were saying. Wonderful counter, and they're just leaving Enchantress up top to push down that tower. Just gonna have another quick look at the stream. Everything seems to be going well. Yeah, again, apologies, I missed that kill, guys. I was too focused on a much less important Shadow Shaman kill. And now here we go, Lumic pushing top. It does kind of look like both teams want a little bit of space to farm. Myth want to keep putting the pressure on with their their 4 little YOLOs down here. Spectre, of course. Well, that's not Spectre. Spectre, of course, being busy farming. Wow, look at those jungle camps just melt. That's Radiance, Dispersion, and then just Spectre damage. You can just turn around and leave when they're low, and they'll die in the interim. And I'm really happy on this game with the Sand King play that we've been seeing. I think he's basically been the playmaker for Execration. Mirana's been doing a great job. AA's been doing a fairly good job, but these Sand King stuns are what's winning them the game. They're starting off every kill, they're starting off every team fight. Beautiful arrow down there, by the way, takes out the Scout Hawk. What level is the Scout Hawk? Is that level 4? So it should have been invisible. If that was lucky, that was one of the funniest arrows I have ever seen. And here we go, we got an invis gank coming in on top. Scout Hawk comes out. Scout Hawk has True Sight? Nope, Scout Hawk has Invis. Although the game sense is real. Mirana arrow comes out. It's not going to be enough. Not going to be enough, guys. Get back. But it does look like we're grouping up a little bit. What Exec really wants here is all 5 heroes, and they can push up against these 4. You know, that's a major downside of a 4 protect 1 strategy, which is very much what Myth are trying to do here, despite it not being the current favored method of the metagame. They're definitely playing 4 protect 1, and what Execration needs to do is either shut down that Spectre, regardless of towers, or team fight 5 on 4, and really punish Myth for trying to do that, and that forces them then to either team up with the Spectre or at least or do something differently, and that would put some pressure on Spectre. What's actually happening though is there we go. Nice full stuff there coming out from getting the anti-mage out of the way. Sand King unfortunately going to die for his troubles, and that not good at all.
Dire's top tower has been destroyed.
Not good at all. 4 on 5, of course, Spectre can haunt in and did so, but yeah, again beautiful Sand King play. But you know, the initiation on that side really should have been theirs. They had 5. They knew the enemy team had 4. Admittedly, the 5th one could come in very quickly, but that's why you do a punchy, fast initiation. You know, Sand King will be doing tons of damage in the first 5 seconds. You back that up with an AA ult, Nature's Prophet Tree into Mirana coming in, and whatever else, and you really should be largely unstoppable. The wards have been popped on mid tower. I want to say again, possibly slightly early. Not going to allow them to get a huge amount of damage on the tower. They need to be doing those when they are willing to go in. And I got to say, from Myth at the moment, I'm seeing a little bit of a lack of commitment. They did get the top tower though, so I suppose I shouldn't be complaining. But that mid tower was less good. By the way, if anybody's wondering what's going on here, you of course can't use illusions against Rosh. You can have them sit there and tank him for you though. Just make sure they're not killing him. Big Rosh attempt going on. Myth no. Myth of course have Batrider, who has Lasso up. They're scouting it out. They're making a list, they're checking it twice, and Rune just popped up top. Haste Rune, doubt that's going to be very useful. And again, it's
My pet, thanks.
This is insane. This is totally insane. Why is everybody hanging around here? Go in or summit. There's the flame break. The Myth team are coming in. Rosh really low. and Execration actually getting out much faster than I thought they would. Bombshell gets a pick up on Fox. Sankin goes down. Lumic wants to make them pay, but I don't think it's going to happen. And Mith, I assume, going to use this opportunity to try and finish off that Roche. If they don't, they know damn well the anti-mage will be back in, you know, as soon as they turn around. Looks like anti-mage is predicting them going for Roche, and it's just going to push mid in exchange. Probably hoping to get a tier 2 down, but it's not going to happen given just how low he left that Roche. And Spectre now with Aegis, and that's a really key Aegis. I think the Sand King kill, not too important. We've all seen Roche fights that were a lot bloodier, messier, more decisive than that. But Spectre with the Aegis is going to be going to enjoy having that. Going to make her a lot more dangerous. Also a lot bolder in terms of jumping into team fights. I really think Mith have the edge here and can choose to initiate, especially since Shadow Shaman's ult is back up. So, let's have a quick look at the item graph, see if there is anything out. I'm sorry guys, I should say I didn't cast yesterday. I had a job interview, which unfortunately I did not get. Sad face, much cry. More Dota though for me over the next few weeks because of that. But because of that, I've been a couple of days. I haven't been checking the item list. I haven't been checking the graphs as much as I should. I'll try and do that better from now on and in the second game.
Radiant's top tower is being attacked.
Yeah, and that'll be my objective. Oh, they tried to come up for the deny, but the deny was not real. Looks like a bit of a group up mid as well. The Centaur going in there for Mith, but gonna get out. You don't want to feed him that gold, and then that's all it would be. Spectre now pushing top. Anti-mage knowing it's coming, deciding that trees are his friends. He's going to take a leaf out of Nature's Prophet's book. Oh no, here we go. Here it comes. Oh, and the mana is burnt. Spectre cannot haunt out of here. Needs to be doing a little bit more damage though. Ninja Boogie. I really think they could almost have got something there. I believe I missed a Bat Rider kill mid. Sorry, a bot rune. That was very significant, but almost killing Spectre, almost popping that Aegis. In my opinion, more important. So I'm not going to apologize for that. They did lose a gem though. Looks like who picked up that gem? Oh no, Beastmaster picked up the gem, so they didn't even lose it. Not even a thing. And Beastmaster picking up Necro Book. I really like that. Of course, his passive. Oh, sorry, not his passive, his raw. Whoa. Am I getting him confused with somebody else? I think I might be. Anyway, big push coming on bottom.
You might want to look into that.
They've actually now got the stage where they've got the whole summons heavy push strat that we've been seeing an awful lot of recently. You know, Beastmaster pickups. That's how I was confusing him with Lycan. Never mind. But yeah, I mean, he's also a great Necrobook carrier. Quite simply because he's a pusher. He's a massive pusher. The bonus attack speed aura obviously going to apply there as well. Lumic rushing into the Radiant jungle, and yeah, suddenly it's all kinds of Radiant heroes all over the place. Oh dear, Ninja Boogie comes in as well, wants help, and gets absolutely melted. So now this is where the match gets really dangerous. I'm really not sure what Anti-Mage was doing in there. Spectre also finishing off Ancient Apparition. Wow, just leaping all over the place. That's amazing when you can use Haunt twice in one pop to get 2 separate kills on the heavy carry, and probably the largest source of magic.
Radiant's middle tower is being attacked.
Big Radiant push coming on bot. Meanwhile, Spectre looks like maybe farming the Ancients.
Radiant's middle
Not entirely sure, but this is really where Myth can just they can make things count here. Their carry has the Aegis, the enemy carry is down, and yeah, I get it. I get it, Execration. You can split push, and this is just going to be 2 for 2.
Radiant's middle tower has been destroyed.
Yeah, Spectre can.
Bottom tower is under attack.
I think they'll be slightly. Yeah, they'll get ports in now. Fallen. I wouldn't be surprised if they leave Spectre top. Sorry, bot to just push that out. And yeah, The Execration players have to just
Radiant's middle
absolutely
tower
run.
is under
Oh,
attack.
expect to back it out.
You
Well,
don't
in that
even
case,
care,
I
do
don't
you?
think Myth handled that as well as they could have done. I think they could have. I think it was well played from Execration to go 1-for-1 in the face of their carry being down and the enemy carry having the Aegis. But there you go. That's just me. 1-for-1, obviously not a bad trade for Myth, just not the advantage I think they could have got. Spectre just trollololololol. I'm going to farm the jungle with all 3 camps at the same time because I have Radiance and I'm an asshole. AA ult hits Enchantress mid. Meh. There's really not much to say to that. Was that a Mask of Madness? Was that a Mask of Madness?
Come on, sprites.
I'm sure I just saw. I thought I saw a Mask of Madness coming out on Enchantress. Am I insane? Nope, I'm not. There it is. On the way. I really like that.
Shadows take us.
You know, it's squishy anyway. Oh, and there we go. It's another blink initiation. Sand King this time getting taken down. Ninja Boogie is going to be pinged, but I honestly think they'd just be losing time trying to chase him down. They need Lasso or they need Shadow Shaman to have a blink dagger or something, really. Which he does. So never mind. Yeah, they could possibly go for it then. Good. Well played, TNK. Well played, my son. Here we go, though. Gank attempt, though, on TNK. They're using Sprout and Mirana Arrow to just absolutely shut down any chance at movement. But Beastmaster's right there. So it's going to be, you know, Shadow Shaman dies and Sand King dies and nobody really cares and nobody pays much attention. Giant Necro Creeps out for blood. Nobody wants to be the one to kill the melee one. Beastmaster heading back into to defend this top tower. Mirana does want to push it. And yep, now we see Anti-Mage TPing in mid. This game has certainly slowed down a little bit. Both teams being very, very cautious of the other. You know, they're more than willing to go for clever ganks. They're more than willing to try and pick off. But we haven't really seen a full team-on-team engagement. Both carries really being content 90% of the time to just sit back and farm away from their supports. Oh, there goes Sand King again. After me loving his early game performance. Begun to feed, although I mean, you know, what are you gonna say? He's got 4 deaths and 2 of them have been in the last 2 minutes from blink initiations from Batrider. Not a huge amount. I think he could have done. But yeah, the pace of this game has now just totally changed. I really thought it was going to be push heavy and bloody, and it was to begin with. Oh, nice blink there from the Shadow Shaman. It was very, very bloody in the beginning, but now it's basically just, you know, who's going to farm quicker, Shadow Shaman or Shadow Shaman? Spectre or Anti-Mage. Nobody's committing to large pushes, which makes me really sad. Good wards up coming out from both teams, but not the wards I would have liked to see. You know, I mean, good wards in that, you know, we're 40 minutes in and we got decent ward coverage from both teams. Supports buying wards, good job. But given that Execration wants to be pushing the top lane and Myth wants to be pushing the mid lane, I really don't understand the choices of where they've put them. Myth's ones, I suppose, are more about securing farm for the Spectre. Okay, I get that. Because of course this one helps secure her the Ancients, and this one helps secure the
I hope that's part of your plan.
helps secure her the Radiant Jungle Farm. Oh, and another blink initiation on the Batrider. The Mirana Arrow tries to come in and save, but it's too late. And is this going to be the start of something beautiful? Ancient Apparition also going down to the Spectre, and now Mirana actually looking like she's in trouble. Spectre not going to chase too far though. Big fight going on mid as Anti-Mage decides to join in and try and avenge his fallen comrades. That's weird. Taking a lot of damage now from Impetus. There's the shackle. You don't want to be shackled if you're Anti-Mage. That is huge. This could be the game-winning push, guys. It didn't happen from a big team fight. It didn't happen from a tier 3 siege. It happened from just about 3 different kills all across the map happening at the same time, partly down to Spectre's haunt, but yeah, just down to very, very good play. Very good job there by Myth.
Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
Now with Nature's Prophet and Anti-Mage down, Execration don't really have their anti-push and they don't have their heavy carry. This is going to be tricky. Road to Zero MMR is watching the match. Shout out to him, because that is an awesome name. And you'll make it one day, buddy. You'll make it one day. Lasso comes in and manages to pick off the Miranda. Sandking does his best with his ult, but it's just not enough. The Nature's Prophet, though, managing to secure a whole bunch of kills with his ult from all over the map. Does look like the mid tier 3 is going to go down there, and that is actually fairly significant beans there for Myth. When you're running up against certain heroes, for example Sandking, for example Ancient Apparition, I would even say Nature's Prophet, although not as much. It's just annoying trying to siege tier 3. Just really annoying. That lack of vision is horrible. You know, Enchantress is missing every other impetus she throws. It's nasty. But now they've got the tower down. They can basically just rock up there whenever they want and start punching things in the face. Beastmaster has disconnected, so I am assuming that we are going to get a pause here, and that is the perfect time because I've just got more stats. Let's have a quick look at this. Enchantress. Yeah, this is in reference to my earlier fanboying over her Mask of Madness. Enchantress has a 68% historical win percentage with Mask of Madness. Not too surprising. You know, the downside of Mask of Madness being that, of course, you're taking extra damage, but Enchantress has heals. Enchantress has Untouchable, so that the more you hit her, the slower you go. And yeah. There we go. There we go. Does look like Execration using this opportunity to finish off the Roshan. Beastmaster using the opportunity of them finishing off Roshan to finish off Ancients, but that's not what you want, buddy. Really not what you want. Roshan's going down so quickly at this stage in the game. I think they also got in there just before he leveled up, as it were. Of course, Roshan leveling up continuously now. A couple of patches ago he used to stop at about 40 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that. At which point, oh, Spectre finishing off Nature's Prophet. And this is just where things start to get dangerous. Diffusal Blade, Manta Style, Radiance, Heart of Tarask, and Gem.
Dire's top tower is under siege.
Spectre can jump in on pretty much anyone and get kills. It basically means that Execration now, in my opinion, basically have to play a perfect game. Because if they start losing anyone, then all of a sudden, Spectre's going to be in there to capitalize on that. It's going to be absolutely hideous. I mean, look at that. Sandking tries to initiate on what looks like a solo Spectre, and just immediately there's a Batrider coming in. I do think Spectre's being a little bit overzealous when it comes to I think what I should say is Spectre is underestimating the mana burn that's coming out, overestimating her mana pool slightly, and really needs to make sure that she has mana for Haunt at all times. Spectral Dagger, meh. Who really cares about Spectral Dagger? There we go. Oh dear, Anti-Mage, 0 mana, can't blink. Oh dear, the Aegis is popped in like an instant. Gonna be looking to stay there and farm wards. I'm not sure that's wise, Broham. Yeah, he's backing out. Did manage to get some of the wards down. Well played by him. Spectre with 0 mana. Well, no, enough for a Haunt once it comes to cooldown. And they get the racks, and that was the melee racks as well. So the ranged racks, melee racks being more important for anybody who doesn't know this, you know, Dota 101. Melee racks is more important because there are more melee creeps than range creeps. So you want your melee creeps to be upgraded more than you want your range creeps to be upgraded. But if you're not sure you're going to have the time to take a racks, you want to be hitting the ranged racks, because unless you're up against a treant, the ranged racks will not regenerate, but the melee one will. So I think that was very, very well played from Mith. I would be surprised if there wasn't even some consideration of maybe we should go for ranged racks and maybe we won't be able to get this. But they did it well. They stayed there just long enough, secured the melee racks, and backed out. So yeah, excellent plays all round. And now that they're happy to just honestly go back and be defensive. I'm not entirely sure it's what they should be doing, but like not all of them. I think what might have been the plan there is get someone back. Oh, here we go! Beautiful initiation on the anti-mage. Interrupts his TP. This could be game, guys. This could be game. Shackle goes down as well. That is another huge kill. And Spectre doing what Spectre does, using the opportunity provided by the team and that space to go and get other kills at the other side of the map. Nature's Prophet, you know, suddenly probably relaxing, enjoying himself, having a margarita on the beach somewhere. Suddenly hears a distress call from Anti-Mage, nips his view down there, and it's like, okay buddy, I'm TPing in, and then finds that he's dead. That's not fun. And this is what I'm talking about. You know, once you got the melee racks fully down, the ranged racks is just effectively doomed. It's just gonna take hits whenever you leave the lane alone. The only thing you can really do is take melee racks in response. And you know, I mean, the game isn't exactly over for Execration. If they got a decisive team fight, took out the Spectre, you know, it could still happen. It could still happen. But yeah, it's becoming increasingly less likely. Increasingly less likely. And I like Mith's decision here to. The fact they got the anti-mage down meant that they had more space. It wasn't just a question of, oh, well, we picked off Sanking or Nature's Prophet or something. It was a lot of space. And they said, right, well, instead of just pushing down mid and trying to get that, you know, meh range racks, we're going to push bot. Take a new tier 3. They almost actually managed to secure that melee racks, but you'll notice now, healing back up. Can pretty much guarantee that Mith are going to want to get something in there sometime soon. Gonna have a quick check, see if we got more stats, because of course I've been doing absolutely awful when it comes to checking stats and posting them up. So let me have a quick look here. Nope, no stats up. Oh dear, Mirana leaps out of shackles. That's why we've got this this giant shackle here, but it's not going to be enough. Anti-mage. If he dies here, I want to say game, but doesn't die. Shackle, of course, already having gone down on the Mirana. But GG is called. I mean, Nature's Prophet and Anti-Mage won't be able to defend against this bot push. So yeah, that's a totally fair enough call, I think. And that was a really exciting game. Heavy carry versus heavy carry. I think Spectre there just being more useful than the Anti-Mage. Mith outplaying. And yeah, anybody watching on stream, we'll be going pretty much straight into the second game, assuming we might have... Okay, no, let me be realistic here. I'm assuming that we're going to make the lobby a couple of times and it's not going to work, but we'll have to see. Excellent game, guys. I'm going to pop up my Be Right Back screen, and you'll never guess. We'll be right back. Oh dear. I'm hoping that we'll be able to have... hoping that we're going to be able to have at least Divok in as a statsman for the next one, possibly Davide as well, who was providing us with stats during the last one. He's currently on a Smurf account though, so I'm not sure 100% what's going on with that. There's the how did I forget the lobby password, which I'm not going to say, but it was just such a beautiful password. Oh yep, Davide can't cast, so I assume he'll be doing sideline stats for us. Hugely appreciative of that. Divok, get in here, buddy. Oh Divok, where art thou? Wow, I'm getting Hitler is in my Steam chat. That is astonishing. I don't even know what to say. And yeah, this has been a fun game. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Sorry, that's me just watching the replay. Devok, can you hear me? I think I got your. I'm just reading over some chats. I think I got the Enchantress stat out there. 68% historical win percentage with Mask of Madness. Oh, did I actually, I possibly got distracted from that. There we go. We got Devok in, so that will be some. I don't think he can actually cast either at the moment. He's at his girlfriend's house, and he's too noisy when he casts. It's all swearing and screaming and everything else. But you know, that's life. That is life sometimes. Just lining up for the second game now. Waiting for people to get into the lobby. Looking forward to having you here, Devok. It's gonna be live, buddy. It's gonna be live. Okay, looks like we're all lined up. So yeah, for anybody who's still tuned in and waiting for the next match, just to go over what that last match meant for Myth. The situation currently in the Asia League is that Orange and Maneski both have 9 wins, 9 losses, and before this game, Myth had 9 wins and 7 losses. So securing themselves that win actually is hugely significant. It means that they are guaranteed 4th place in the Asia division, which equates to guaranteed the final place in the finals. That's actually huge. Now, what Execration really want, they don't mind about winning both matches. Losing one is fine. That doesn't make any difference for them, because immediately under those 9 wins, 9 losses little group is Execration. Execration currently sitting at 6 for 10, tied with First Departure, and those two teams, one of them is going to be heading to the Division 1 or 2 playoffs. So Execration desperate to get at least one win here, just to push themselves out of danger there. Put the pressure on. If they can win this next match, then First Departure are going to have to win both of their next matches. I'm not entirely sure who they're playing. I don't know how likely that is. But yeah, much stress, such wow. We've currently got 5 of the players in the lobby. I'm not entirely sure why it wouldn't happen very, very quickly. And I'm going to take this opportunity to pop on some background music, have a drink of water, and not lose my voice. But anybody who's not going to be joining us for Game 2, I hope you enjoyed the cast. Still learning this, so any feedback, hugely appreciated. I noticed people wanted some net worth. I'll try and have that more up in the second game. But please subscribe, as that will give me the motivation, the drive, and the excuse to keep doing this, basically. Okay, here we go, guys. I really do need to get a drink of water. So I'll introduce you to my cheap-ass downloaded free playlist. Hope you enjoy. I am still here, of course. So while I don't want to be talking quite as much right now, I will continue to give you updates. And latest update, we have 7 players in the lobby, 4 from Execration, 3 from Myth. Execration, of course, being the ones who had the technical problems in the last game, so I actually regard them being in as kind of more important and more reassuring. And now 4 from Myth as well, so just waiting on the last 2. Well, looks like we've got all 5 players in, ladies and gentlemen. Last person to join being Execration's Fox. Now, I'm just eyeballing this lobby, and I can pretty much guarantee what's going to happen. Execration is going to be asked to join Radiant. Radiant are going to be asked to put up their damn flag, because there's always someone. It's like it's like, imagine you're like 5 again, or like you're just looking at like a classroom full of 5-year-olds, and there's always one who's just incredibly annoying. Like, they're all obviously very annoying, but there's one who's just like out to be annoying, and has got that stupid grin on his face. You know, there's always one. Well, it's the same in professional Dota. It really is. There's always one team, at least, could be 2, who forget to put up their flags. And it's a drop down box and a click. I do the same thing. I can't be hating, but oh, so frustrating when you're casting and you're just like, come on. Yeah, so waiting for Fox to join the Radiant team. There we go. And Execration's team name has been set without the admin having to ask after my bitchy comment, making them sound like 5-year-old, children. I then meet up with perfect teams who do everything they're supposed to immediately. I'm pretty sure the admin will be waiting for a go call from both teams. And yeah, okay. We are, you know, everyone's in the lobby. Everyone's itching to go. Everyone's raring to go. I'm pretty sure everybody on my stream is just desperate to rock in. Yeah, anybody joining us for the second one? Myth won the first game. It is yeah, effectively best of 2. Divok, I'm not sure whether that's technically how it's described. It might be though. So I don't know. You might be totally right. But yeah, we're still all here. Not entirely sure if there's some points that need to be negotiated. Starting when both ready. There we go. So at least I was right in that respect. The admin still has to actually ask for ready calls. Myth confirming that they are ready. I'm eagerly awaiting something from Execration. By the way, guys, for all these wonderful statsmen and anybody else I've mentioned during the cast, if you just scroll down a little bit, you'll see a box for the Wave Gamers. I'm not going to bore you all to death by explaining all of that now, but we're a fun group. We do all kinds of things, and the details are down there. We're just waiting for Execration to confirm they are ready. Bum ba bum 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 bum. Come on. Yeah. Although actually, why am I rushing them? You know, they were rushed. They were rushed in the last game, and we had 2 false starts. So no, Execration, take your time. Just get it ready and go. And the go call comes out, and we're loading up in. I'm gonna get rid of the coming up next screen just as soon as we are loaded into the draft screen, just because otherwise occasionally it can cause a crash if I try and mix thing around while people are still loading into the game. But yeah, loading screens are up. I am the, looks like, 7th person to load into the lobby. I've got Divok. You with me, buddy? Oh wait, what am I talking about? Divok can't cast. But everybody's loaded in. 5 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There it is. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Go into Dota. There we go. Okay,
Brilliant
Myth
team.
versus
Bam.
Execration. For anybody just joining us, this is the JDL. This is the Asia 1 division. Myth pulling off a good win in the first match, which is basically going to assure them the final spot in the finals, which is huge. So good job to Myth. They really deserved it. Excellent Spectre play coming out there. Execration doing a very, very good job with Anti-Mage as well, trying to shut them down. They are desperate to get this final win in this 2-game series. Absolutely desperate. If they can, then they avoid the Division 1 playoffs. For the next season of the JDL, you can look forward to seeing more of them in Division 1. If they end up going to the Division 1-2 playoffs, then obviously they might drop down to Division 2. It's a little bit messier down there, a lot less coverage, and
Reserve
yeah,
time.
no price pool. Or smaller price pool? Not entirely sure. But either way, not where you want to be. The bans coming out so far, I'm going to hold off on talking about because they're fairly standard, and I want a little bit more on the board before I get down to this. I also realised I don't think I ever threw out the fact that on JDL these teams have now played, including the last game, they've now played twice, and it's 1-1. Before that, the only game they had played was in the Gigabyte Premier League, and they played one match. This was on the 19th of December last year, and Execration won. So yeah, you know, Myth might be ahead on the in the tournament for the JDL, but these two teams certainly capable of beating each other, and that's an extra little fun bit about this match. This match, regardless of what goes on in the JDL, is a tiebreaker between these two teams, with both of them having one win against the other. So, Myth banning out Batrider and Nyx Assassin, two highly ganky heroes. Batrider definitely proving his worth on the Myth side in the last game. Execration taking out Nature's Prophet and Lycan. Now, to me, that screams that they don't want to be running up against aura-based summons push. Now, the Invoker pickup is an interesting one on top of that, because Invoker obviously can do 100 things, but one of the things he can do is aura-based summons push. Of course, he doesn't provide the aura, although Alacrity, I suppose, could be useful. But what he does do is provide Forge Spirits, which are great for that, and also a large amount of area control, which is what you want to do when you're sieging towers. And Execration then pick up the Shadow Shaman, which really makes me think they are looking for hard push, possibly trying to end this early. And they don't want to run into the summons push way of doing things, which I agree with. I think that's an excellent choice for them. Just going to double check my mic again, because, you know, who knows? Apparently my mic decides to reset whenever it really feels like it. It literally is just whenever it feels like it at the start of a cast. Sometimes it's just like, yeah, gonna double your mic volume to drown out everybody who's trying to listen. Myth picking up two excellent supports first away, not giving away their carries, but picking up Ancient Apparition and Sand King. Obviously they were impressed by Execration's Sand King in the last game. They want to see what they can do with him and Ancient Apparition as well. And the banning of Lifestealer, which I think that's a good call. Lifestealer, of course, being able to go into Rage and then hit people in the face means that he can be magic immune to Ancient Apparition's heal prevention, and then he can heal. So he kind of defeats the point of Ancient Apparition when it comes to team fights. I do think Lifestealer would have been a good pickup for either team at this stage, because both teams relying basically exclusively on magic damage. Sand King's right click being nothing to talk about. Invoker's right click, in my opinion, being dependent on his spells. Morphling being banned out from Execration. Looks like both teams are going to shut down the heavy carry position right now. And what did I say? There comes the anti-mage. Execration obviously thinking, well, you know what? We played him last game. Didn't work quite well enough, but was certainly good. Maybe Myth are planning on trying to show us how it's done, as they did with their other choices.
10 seconds to go.
Now, this is going to be
seconds.
This is going to be an interesting game. This is going to be a real interesting game. I'm hoping that we don't see a hugely late game oriented match. We kind of saw that last time. I'm not saying it went on for the longest time, but in the Spectre and the anti-mage pickup and just the way the teams were playing, it was very much about farming up those carries until they could get key items and get enough pickups or pickoffs around the board to suddenly be in a position to do a decisive push. There was no you know, tricky team fight mid or at Roshan where one team suddenly got wiped while the tier 2s were all still up, and oh, things are just getting ugly. And I'd really like to see a match like that coming out from these guys, partly to destroy this idea that Asian Dota is late game Dota. Late game Dota is late game Dota. At the moment, to be honest, I think Asian Dota is pushing Dota. Admittedly, there's often a heavy carry on there getting an awful lot of farm, but c'est la vie. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I'm going to quickly pop out a tweet there quickly, because I'm all up in the Twitter at Grumbleduke. Naga Siren pickup, I really like that. I assume that's going to be a carry Naga. That's what I'm seeing coming out from them. And then they've got an amazing team fight potential with the wards can be dropped, Invoker can run a combo, and then you've still got Naga Siren Song. Now, whether they use Naga Siren Song to initiate, or as just a wonderful counter to the potential initiation from Centaur. I mean, you can just imagine, he pops Stampede, it's suddenly all, raw, and they're rushing in, trying to slow people, and he's looking to get a stomp off. And then, he's being all like, rah, and ugly voices. And then Naga comes out with a beautiful song, and just makes him look like a big, stupid idiot, basically. Stupid Centaur is stupid. No, only joking. Love the hero. Just probably, in my opinion, the manliest hero in Dota. And if anybody's got an opinion on that to throw out during the draft, I'll try and be checking the Twitch chat to throw that out. Just to clarify, the question is, what is the manliest hero in Dota? Outworld Devourer, I think a very, very good counter to Invoker mid. Can not necessarily going to be getting 100 kills on him, but Invoker is a terrifying ganker. But he does need the levels and kind of the gold for his phase boots in order to do that effectively. And Outworld Devourer is amazing at making sure that other mids don't get last hits with Astral Imprison. And when you get an Invoker trying to rush phase boots, so not bothering with bottle or anything like that, to be held off them for 10 minutes is actually hugely painful. Execration picking up the Clockwork. They have got a beautiful team fight lineup, as well as, I'm looking at 3 different initiation options, 4 if they run that Shadow Shaman with the Blink Dagger. Mith, though, you can't really ever ignore the initiation potential of a Centaur, because he can make anyone into the initiator. They're going to have... Oh, that's actually a wonderful combo I just noticed. They're going to be popping Epicenter. So Sankey's doing ridiculous damage in the area around him, but, he's not the fastest hero. He's going to be able to keep up. And then they're going to pop Stampede, and Sankey is going to be able to chase people down while using Epicenter. It's going to be beautiful. That's my prediction. The Weaver ban out from Execration, correctly guessing that Myth Trust need another side lane carry. Personally, I think it's probably going to be solo Centaur. AA Weaver being a very, very deadly combo, because the Chilling Touch, when applied to Weaver and in combination with Germinate attack, basically means that Weaver gets a free attack, which does benefit from Chilling Touch, I think, but which does not remove a Chilling Touch stack. So that's the combo they go for there. Disruptor, a brilliant ban coming out from Myth. If Execration had picked up Disruptor as their second and final support, that would have been horrific. I'm just throwing that out there. Horrific. You've got Clockwork, Invoker, Shadow Shaman, Naga, and Disruptor. Like, you're never going to have a team fight go the way you want it. The only thing I think that Myth could have done in response to that, I'm not saying they would have just automatically lost, but the only thing they could have done to have had any control over how the team fight started would have been to pick up a Silencer. And I don't think I've seen a solo safe lane carry Silencer in quite a long time in the pro scene, but maybe I'm just wrong. Both teams running down the clock on their bonus time here, by the way. I'm going to call it a wise call. It actually does no damage when you're on your final pick to run down the clock. I mean, if you're in a pub game, don't do it, because you just got 5 other people who are just out looking to have a good time. But in a professional game, like we're talking about when you want to take it seriously, running down the clock will either do nothing, or it'll give you a little bit of time to suddenly have an epiphany and realize the greatest pick ever, or it'll make the other team think that you are flustered and just a little bit scared. It's all part of mind games, though. So you could also say that you got a huge advantage insta picking and insta banning every time, because you look so confident and so pro. But just keep in mind that actual pro teams don't, or rarely, I should say, do the whole insta pick, insta ban thing. So it doesn't really make you look pro, given that that's not what pros do. Kind of makes you just look like an idiot.
5 seconds.
Just throwing that out there. I can guarantee the next game I cast it's just going to be insta picks everywhere, and I'm going to be like egg on my face. Mirana pickup from Myth. I really like that, because Execration have got hideous initiation potential and very good mobility. What Myth are doing to counter that is get global abilities, which will affect all of their heroes, and can either be used to escape or to initiate. Execration picking up Enchantress for their final pickup. Looks like they're going to go for a jungling support, and it does give them the one thing which I think they kind of were missing, which not entirely missing. Obviously, they got some good right clickers here, but they needed who could really dish out the punches. And Enchantress, yeah. Well, she'll add a lot, and that's good. But also fairly squishy, and in danger of being stun locked. Mith, you know, you don't want to be right clicking Enchantress with an untouchable. Your attacks will just not happen. But Mith actually having a huge amount of magic nuke, which could deal with Enchantress very, very easily. So here we go, introducing the Mith team. We've got Boombell over on the Centaur Warrunner, Zedku on the Marana, More on the Sand King. Quick toilet break there from TNK on the Ancient Apparition. It's like, bro, we just had a draft. Abba on the Outworld Devourer heading mid again, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'll try and get some time in there to have a look at the starting items as well. Down on the Execration side, we've got Enchantress being played by Fox, Lumic on the Clockwork. He'll be heading off lane, I assume. Then we have Naga Siren being played by Zed, which of course isn't his real name, but as I said in the last match, if you can't be bothered to put your real name on, well, come on. Like, I know Execration have got a bunch of people not using their real names, but what are you going to do? I forgot to turn the music off, apologies for that. There we go. And finally we've got BG01 on the Shadow Shaman and mid player on the Invoker. Anything interesting or of note to call out about starting items? Well, note the Invoker has picked up Blades of Attack. What that means is he is very definitely planning on trying to rush Phase Boots. Now, OD shutting down an Invoker who's trying to rush Phase Boots. Anybody who watches me game when I'm playing with mates will know that I play OD, Proton plays Invoker, and yeah, I annoy him a lot. Yeah, so that's good. I enjoy annoying people. Invoking people? No. Nothing else really of huge interest that I can see being picked up from either team. No skill pickups either, because these guys just, yeah, they know their business, and their business is to not get skills right now. Oh, and yeah, I can see Divog's screen moving around. I'm so happy. So very happy. Yay! Yay! Here we go. We got the stats coming out from Divok. GoSuBet has 25% favor in favor of Mith, 27 for Execration, but 48% for a draw. So yes, as Divok points out, they are betting that this will be ended in a draw. And as I noted before, that would be amazing for Execration. They never needed to win both games, but they do need to win one. It's not the end of the world if they don't, because they're just going to the Division 1-2 playoffs. It's not like they're just automatically in Division 2. But it would be nice to not have to do that. Centaur looks like a solo offlane, going to drop a ward down there for wraparound vision. Slightly concerned there though, because yeah, Execration saw where he was. They'll know where his ward is. Pretty sure we'll see some dewarding done very, very quickly by Shadow Shaman. And I'm guessing it's going to be a defensive tri-lane for both teams. Lots of farm then coming out for Marana and for Naga Siren. So this is going to be another farm game. Yay! Yay! No, it's going to be awesome, guys. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be cool, and there'll be blood, and there'll be mayhem, and there'll be stinging, and there'll be stampeding, and there'll be sanities eclipsing. There'll be an Invis rune appearing bot for Execration, I assume. Shadow Shaman picking it up. That's actually an amazing early mid gank setup. All he needs to do now is pick up Shackle. He can just sit in mid lane. OD is going to run a little bit too far forward. Invoker is going to make sure he's got the right click damage. Interesting. Execration's BG there actually creep blocking a little bit. And I don't think Abba noticed, but it could have given the game away. And he's not going to use the Invis rune to actually land the Shackle. He's just going to back up, wait for the Invis rune to wear off, and then he's going to run in afterwards. Now I really am not sure why they did that. They definitely could have run in on that. Like without a doubt. He could have popped the shackle, get some cold snaps up, or just anything really. Right click damage. Have Enchantress running with Centaur. It might have been tricky. I certainly think, given the duration of shackle, I suppose it might not have worked. But just they had nothing else going on. They really needed to get some utility out of that Invis rune, and they really didn't. Am I going to be proven wrong though? Here we go as Execration run in. The Centaur almost has the easiest stomp of his life. But there we go. It's first blood going very quickly to Execration.
Dire's middle tower is being
Pick off mid. I think that was a little inelegantly done. I think it could have been done slightly more effectively, but at the same time, I can see why I might be wrong. They didn't give the game away by looping around from behind. They had the Centaur creep to tank the damage. Oh, and actually, they're yeah. Nice D ward there coming out from BG01. Lumic possibly, yeah, he's going to pick up the DD, which I don't think is a worse choice. Although, I mean, they must be really afraid of this OD. There's not a huge amount Clockwork can do here, but he's, well, I said that last time. There's not a huge amount Clockwork can do here, but he's still going to run down. Heading back up the top now, gets spotted out by Sand King. Or it actually looks like it's Centaur who's giving out all these pings. So impressed that the bot laner, who's you know, trying to shut down the heavy carry on the other team, actually has time to do all these pings. It's almost like maybe he should be concentrating on that lane. But I don't know. Let's have a quick look at the last hits, etc. Centaur actually not doing that bad. 9 for 1, third in the game, but not where he wants to be. And as I say that, about to get I thought killed. I did not know they were friends. That's adorable. Oh. Well, I'm gonna have to go and look up the lore behind that one. But yeah, I really thought Centaur was gonna go down there. He did some beautiful baiting of the with his stun, and yeah, of course they needed Zed to be doing the damage there. Shadow Shaman couldn't really successfully get any range damage off. He did get a couple more right clicks. Sand King coming in now in an attempt to save an OD mid. It's going to be a successful save, I think. Yep, Invoker and Enchantress both going to have to back off up. But Abba now really very low. No regen on him. Does he have a bottle on the way? I'm going to go with he has a bottle on the way. He does not have a bottle on the way, but he does have a whole bunch of regen. His salve though, oh, almost popped by Invoker, but you know, that's what Ashford Prison is for. Yeah, this is kind of what I'm talking about. Invoker currently sitting on 6 last hits.
All things fall.
Illusion.
Wow, this is huge. OD on 13-15. So he's actually already got, yeah, actually an entire level on Invoker. Not just like, oh, he's 4, he's 5 because he just hit 5 and he's just about to, but actually a legitimate entire level. They're both about Invoker's about halfway through 4, OD's about halfway through 5. That's huge. That's really huge, and that's even with OD dying. You know, they recognized that Invoker was going to really struggle in that lane, and yeah, they had to do something about it. And that gank on mid early was very helpful, but obviously it has not been enough. Now Enchantress, I've got to say, I felt that some of the rotations in attempt to gank in these matches have not been as elegant as they could have been, which I find kind of sad. I think what it's hard to say though. You know, what the teams are trying to do is loop around and catch people out that way rather than initiating with something like a net or a shackle and then just all rushing in. But honestly, I feel like it's just leaving them out of position. Net has a decent range. Now, for example, like right now, right this second, they could have de-warded this an age ago because they saw him put the damn thing down. They could have Enchantress hiding here, right now, out of sight, with a Centaur, ready to come in. And then Centaur's been hanging around as far out as up here, and that should be. And there it is. A kill goes for OD on mid. That's the advantage he's going to get. He's almost going to go down. He is again out of regen. He's currently got a tango popped on himself, but yeah, he needs something to keep himself alive, and currently he does not have that. Clockwork there, really going to enjoy getting this DD room. But yeah, as I was saying, Centaur was out here. It would have been net shackle. By that time, Enchantress is in place with your own Centaur for a stomp, and yeah, I don't see there's anything Centaur could have done. Instead, they do a kind of messy rotation over here, and then the wave pushes out a bit, so they can't put any pressure on Centaur. So Enchantress just has to walk back. I mean, it's the same thing that was going on mid. It's not that it didn't work mid. It did. I think it could have worked better and quicker. But I don't know. I might be wrong, and I'm gonna concentrate on other things. Clockwork here, desperate to try and get a side pull off, or at least interrupt and sap some of the XP from TNK doing this. And TNK's got to be careful here. Oh, beautiful job there from Clockwork. Just hides behind a tree, like the most obvious hide in the entire world, but it works. The Mirana arrow misses. Enchantress has come up along with Sankey into mid, so it's currently 2v2 mid. Enchantress is about to lose her Centaur though. OD gets given some cold snap there, because old snap, cold snap. Mirana though going heavy on this Clockwork, who has popped DD. I think it might be all about the arrow. It is not all about the arrow. It's just not enough damage. Beautiful bottle popping there from Clockwork. Keeps himself alive. Oh, and there's a flare. Suddenly, Mith looking very weak up on that top lane. They need to be careful. And it's sad, but they actually kind of need to get back. And it's sad because Shadow Shaman is just going to soak up that solo XP in gold. He's going to have mana boots, and he's going to have a 6 off Clockwork's rotation out of lane. And it's not even a big rotation out of lane. We've got another flare coming up here, looking for the kill. Unfortunately, not judged quite right, and actually would have had a chance if he'd managed to land it on TNK.
Invisibility.
You know, pro players don't tend to just run straight back to the base though, so there's no actual way to know for sure where the hell they're going to be. Sand King with an Invis rune, looking to make plays looking to be made. Looks like he wants to head bot with it, or he could just be trying to scout out Enchantress in the jungle. Shutting down Zed though would definitely be the more useful thing, and it looks like that's what they're trying to do with AA. Rotating in, going for the tower. There's the Sand King stun, there's a Centaur stomp, there's cold feet, and that took like, what, 3, maybe 2 seconds? In exchange though, Radiant, Execration, fully in place to be pushing up on mid.
Dire's middle tower is under
could
attack.
be 1 for 1 here, guys.
Dire's structures
Could
have
be
been
1 for 1.
fortified.
Gotta say though,
Dire's middle tower is under siege.
the Execration team much more built
Radiant's
for
bottom
pushing.
tower
Even
is under siege.
you know, we've got the Satyr over there just
Dire's
stopping the
middle
creep
tower
wave
is
from
under attack.
getting close,
I
getting some
know
farm
it's
from
not a
Enchantress.
plate of nachos
Meanwhile,
or
Naga
anything,
has TP'd down.
but
Now
it
she
is
has Song.
important to the game.
I think there is no doubt that Naga can keep this tower
Dire's middle
safe
tower is under
until
siege.
her teammates can TP in, and I cannot see how there is going to be
Dire's
any
middle
kind of
tower has
deny
been
on that.
destroyed.
Absolutely not. And I'm wrong. They managed to get the stun knock off before she can pop Song, and Naga dies again down bot. Now that changes things hugely. If they can go 1 for 1 here,
Radiant's bottom tower
oh no,
is
they're
being
going to back out. They're happy with
If
the Naga
that's
kill. They're
something you cared
anticipating a
about.
large amount of rotations from Execration, which they're actually wrong about. I think they could have pushed there, even with
is under siege.
even being slightly low. I think they could have pushed there. Got damage on the tower. If they TP in because they see that you're low, then they've blown their TPs. Now this, with the first tower down, is a time when Enchantress, I think, will be trying for a wraparound on OD, while Clockwork heads in from the front. Oh, there's an excellent stat. This OD has the second most denies at the 10-minute mark of all time. He has 32, and the record is 34. Meanwhile, big team fight going on. Sand King wants to go in and help out OD, and of course, it does manage to get past the Clockwork cogs, but ends up being OD and Sand King going down in exchange for just Clockwork. Mirana though is here looking to change things. Centaur picking up the kill. Not sure if that was the best choice, but Invoker on the run. That's always nice. Run, you little bastard. Certain heroes I don't like, by the way, in case people hadn't noticed. It's got absolutely nothing to do with the hero or how good they are, and it generally has to do with how good their escape mechanisms are. Invoker's Ghost Walk has now added him to my shit list. Centaur gonna get a nice TP out. Pro escape. Nice dire creep wave here, just having a little stroll through the Radiant jungle. Invoker being their guide for the day. That's pretty messed up for a woods guide, to be perfectly honest. And Naga Siren pushing bot, looking to be baller.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Okay,
attack.
what happens next?
Now.
Like for real. This is gonna be another farm game.
Dire's
We're gonna see
bottom
Execration
tower
trying to do a
is
miracle
under siege.
Naga. We're gonna see Mith trying to pull off a kind of traditional now carry Marana with lots of illusions, lots of Deso bullets flying out everywhere. It's gonna be interesting. But what we haven't seen is, in my opinion, is Execration really taking advantage of the massive initiation potential they have. Centaur Stampede can be popped to counter that. I don't think it would be too effective though, given that they have Song, which they can pop as soon as the
Dire's top tower
Stampede
siege.
goes off. And you could also argue that Mith have Marana's ult, which will help get them out of trouble. But all Execration have to do to take full advantage of what their team comp is good at
Dire's
is
top tower is under attack.
is carry dust. Is that quick, bros?
Radiant's
Sand
middle
King
tower
possibly
is being
being confused
attacked.
here, thinking that his Sandstorm will do any damage to these wards, because of course it won't. No, of course, I'm just being offensive and rude and thinking people are stupid when they're not. What he was doing there was avoiding damage from the wards while waiting for the tower to get into deny range, which he did like a total pro. Sorry, Sand King.
Dire's top tower has been denied.
My bad, bro. My bad. I'm going to head over to net worth. I know that's a graph a lot of people like to see. I apologize, that's not a graph, that's a table. Marana definitely sitting up on the top. It's not a decisive lead though. Actually, the breakdowns between kind of the different stages fairly even, and that means this is a fairly even game. 400 between Naga and Marana, about the same between Centaur and Naga, about the same again between Invoker and Centaur. Invoker and OD being roughly equal mid. Invoker though, he's getting his ganking boots on.
Murder spree.
Yeah, this is why it's important to have an OD mid against an Invoker and to shut down the farm, because once he gets face boots, and if he's going crossways, you are now looking at crazy speed. With their lineup not suited to winning team fights, Mith need the Marth advantage. The Marth advantage? I'm afraid I'm going to need a quick farm. I assume that was a farm advantage. I prefer Marth, in perfect honest. But yeah, the OD was one of the I think that was the second slowest Midas in professional Dota 2. Obviously not what they need. But there we go, we're finally seeing some proper initiation from one of the teams. It's not the team I thought it would be, and actually it's not going too well as OD ult goes down finally to try and finish off some heroes. Invoker has been forced to buy back. Centaur definitely is not going to survive this, but manages to get the double edge off and take out the AA as well. Given the buyback there from Invoker, that was actually 3 for 2, but the wards finish off OD 3 for 3. Still in favor of Mith, given that Invoker was forced to buy back in the middle of that. But if he can use his buyback to, possibly just get this tower, then arguably that's worth it. Of course, he's only just started earning unreliable gold, which isn't great. And yeah, I think that was probably just a wasted buyback. Sorry, bro. The real downside for him is going to be when he next dies, having that additional respawn time added onto his death count. That's not good. 432 right now, and he's not even ghost walking. What a bastard. What a real bastard. Fox looking to get some more summons up, looking to get some farming, I would expect. I mean, the Dark Troll Summoner can farm and the Dark Troll Summoner can push. Not really built for team fighting though. Alright for ganking with net Ancient Apparition finishing off Clockwork. That's a fairly decent kill. Of course, you know, there was Centaur there as well, helping to finish him off. I really don't think they show they give shoutouts for assists enough. I really don't, because so much of you know, pro players making sure that everybody who can get the assist gold does get the assist gold, because there's no limit to how many people can get assist gold, and it doesn't reduce other people's farm. I gotta say, massive shout out there to Naga Siren for almost saving Shadow Shaman, who then for some reason does weird things and does not get the kill off on the Centaur. But there it is, Centaur down. What I was expecting there from Sand King was Hex on the Sand King. What I was expecting from Shadow Shaman, sorry, was Hex on the Sand King, Shackle on the Centaur. Hopefully Naga can toss in a net as well to keep that Sand King tied down, make sure that there won't be too many stuns coming out, and then just let the wards do the work. Really, it would have been beautiful. Beautiful music. Outworld Devourer just killed by Invoker and Naga Siren. This is turning into probably the bloodiest team fight of the game, as Lumic hooks in, doesn't even have to pop cogs yet. Is he going to be running around looking for a pickoff? I'm not sure he is, and there's Execration securing themselves the lead once again, and very well played, I think, by them. Speaking of Marth farm, Naga has the second fastest Radiance of 6.8. That's the burning desire for Marth. Yeah, that's legit, man. This is a very strong pushing lineup now from Execration, and with the Radiance finally online on the Naga, she's going to be coming online, farming much quicker now.
Bottom tower is under siege.
Things are only going to get harder for Mith. Let's have a quick look at the items before I go back to flicking through the grafts so that nobody could possibly have a complaint. Beautiful blink stun there from Sand King. They're going to finish off Invoker because Sand King is the game changer, guys. Sand King is huge. Sand King is all you need. Just watch.
Heal us. Yes.
Okay, Enchantress, most annoying hero, 2012. Oh, and Lumic's in there, beautiful cogs, and they managed to take out the Centaur Warrunner. So, you know, Mith getting a nice kill on the Invoker there, who admittedly probably died because he was overexposed. So yeah, a nice kill on the Invoker, but the pattern has been set. It's you know, you get a kill on us, you will be killed in return, and that's a dangerous message to send. Now Zedku, in my opinion, is going to be the target of some interest here from the Radiant team, with the wards coming down for the kill. Yeah, very good. I was shouted at for this so much yesterday when I played probably my worst Shadow Shaman game of all time. But I'm now going to shout at Shadow Shaman for it. You probably shouldn't have popped the wards there, bro. I know it's Morana, I know she's got Leap, I know she's got Invis. But you guys had you had enough. You had enough, son. And even if they hadn't had enough and she'd managed to do the perfect leap and gotten away or something, she would have had to retreat, and those wards could have been used here, and that would have been 100% certainty on this tower, regardless of the defense, as opposed to probably going to get this tower because Mith aren't defending. Mith need to make a choice. Are they going to go up there and contest this? In which case they need to, I would have said TP, or are they going to try and take mid? And it would have been a tier 1 for a tier 2. Oh, here we go. Stampede is real. The blink stomp comes out, misses everyone. Clockwork pops some defensive cogs. Sand King comes out, tries to get a decent epicenter off, but both blinks coming out from Mith were just kind of in the wrong direction. Nevertheless, it's a very scary team. They are going to manage to take out Invoker. They are going to manage to take out Naga Siren, and we're going to see one of my favorite things in the world, which is an OD. Well, we didn't see it too much there, but later we will. You get ODs with huge mana pools and arcane orbs, and you get these enchantresses who are running around going, ha ha ha, OD's a right clicker. Come on, right click me then, ha 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 ha. And you right click them, and you know, you might be hitting 500% slower or whatever it is, but you pretty much only need to hit Enchantress twice once you got your your mana items up on OD. It's just insane. It's like, hey, Enchantress, I'm gonna hit you. Oh, I'm moving really slowly, but you're gonna have to run, because if this next one lands, you're dead. Lumic looking to get a beautiful cogs off. There it is, pushes Mirana Archer underneath the tower. OD attempt to save, and coupled with the blink, it is enough. Unfortunately, Centaur does run into the Invoker's tornado there. Manages to get Stampede off, so we do see a stampeding chicken. Stampede will have worn off by the time the shackle expires. But there's no obvious way for them to definitively catch up. Naga actually way out of position there. I imagine trying to go for a cutoff or something. Ends up running into most of the Myth team. And in real trouble. OD tries to force stuff through the trees. Just not quite enough trees. But a beautiful blink in from Centaur. And they can almost turn this around. But they don't get the hits off quite quickly enough. And that's really bad now for Myth. The Naga Siren kill is really the upside there for them. That's huge. That might be the... Let's have a look. Yeah, it's a very important kill, in my opinion. She is, of course, going to respawn in 5, just probably head straight top, I would expect. With Boots of Travel, which are now up, and just start pushing. Looks like they are going pushing spec with this Naga. It's carry Naga, but it's pushing Naga. So it's Radiant's Boots of Travel first. What that means is, her presence in team fights so far has been nothing to what it will be later. So I'm looking forward to watching her come online. Gonna have a quick look see at the Steam chat while we've got what appears to be a little bit of a break. Yeah, for anybody who has joined in the middle of this cast, just to clarify, Myth won the first game. Very good win by them, and basically means they've now guaranteed themselves a place in the Asia Division 1 finals. Execration really want to win in the second game. That will help them avoid the Division 1 or 2 playoffs. Almost guarantee it, I would say. And as an added little flavour for this match, in terms of participation in JDL or JD competitions, by which I mean competitions which are on the joinDota website, Myth and Execration are 1 for 1, counting Myth's earlier victory. And yeah, so this is a tiebreaker as far as these two teams are concerned. Enchantress picking up Ags and Clock picking up BKB. So yeah, counters to each other a little bit. We're item countering now. Gonna flick through some of these things. Last hits, I was expecting Naga to be miles ahead. She really should be, and that lead is only going to grow.
Dire's top tower
absolutely massive.
So there's that.
You know, Execration doing, Myth doing a good job in making sure that their two cores take the second spot, and actually their two cores are greater when put together than Execration's single core. So, interesting. It's difficult to tell. Moving on to the, let's have a look, XP per minute. OD rocking out at the top of the charts there. I think that might be somehow linked to, oh no, I was going to say it's probably kill based, but it's not. Centaur is the one who has been securing kills, making plays. And as we've said, we've had a couple of missed blinks. There was one up top there, which actually could have gone much better than it did. But this one coming up on Enchantress looks like it could be gravy. Nope, there was a TP in mid, and yeah, I would agree. That probably makes that a little bit of a scary prospect. They are still smoke though. Smoke is about to wear off. They're about to run into an illusory Naga. They're not going to fall for that. What they are going to do though, and do it very well, is deny that Naga her own jungle farm. Just making sure that, yes, good. They do both have TPs, because they're going to need it. There will be a push coming up on top now, it looks like, from Execration. Enchantress just picking up a couple of jungle creeps to move in with. Rotating out now, in fact, which I think is highly questionable. Looking at where the tower is, that's going to be deniable by the time they get close to it. They're going to move in now. Yeah, the tower is now deniable at 100 health. I think Myth actually using deniable towers as bait, which I'd really like as a strategy. In the meantime, or are they just gonna? Oh no, they're just gonna get the deny. Or I mean, like obviously not. They're not gonna get the deny, but like What?
Radiant's bottom tower
Divok,
has
if
been
there's any way to
attacked.
check this, I haven't actually looked
I
at the
hope
stats
that's part
system,
of your
but I'd
plan.
really like to know what is the average number of
Dire's
tower
middle tower
denies
Dire's
in
middle tower
pro
has
games,
fallen.
and then I'm going to find out what the average number is in amateur games, and I honestly think it'll be higher in amateur games because pros just don't seem that interested in it. And I think there are a lot more important things to be interested in, and I think that's why. So it's not wrong per se, per se, but it's a deal. And that was probably the easiest deny, other than like actually just stumbling upon a tower with nobody nearby and no enemy creeps, and it just happens to be on like 1 health. That was probably the easiest deny I have ever seen. But yeah, just not what Myth are looking for. No, not what Myth are looking at. That's more like it. Naga now building up to Yasha, so it's gonna be Manta next in my opinion. Then we are gonna see Nagas all over the hizzle. Another gank attempt going on bot from Myth. Different ganking squad this time. Meanwhile, Execration looking to be teaming up mids. Maybe looking to get some push on here. Mirana is going to be countering on bot. Does have a TP, so she can get up there anytime. Massive problems there for Sand King. This is kind of the difficult time for Sand King. What you need to be doing is avoid getting caught out. There's no right way to do that. It's very, very difficult. But yeah, you often see Sand Kings getting caught out. They're scouting for positions or similar.
Out of reach.
He needs that blink dagger, but he was turned into a chicken. That's unfortunate. Oh, the Mirana arrow comes in to try and save. Unfortunately, hits a BKB clockwork, followed up by a leap over the top of the cogs, straight into the arms of the Radiant team. I'm really not sure what Myth were trying for there. This is highly questionable plays. Like I cannot see what that leap was about. The center was pretty much definitely going to die, particularly with the BKB pop. And Mirana was basically just going to do the same. You know, even arguably if she thought that OD was going to get there a little bit beforehand, it's still not great, guys. Still not good. Now we're looking at Nagallusions, just looking to push up bot tower. They're actually going to get a fairly significant amount of damage done. If it wasn't for Sand King there, ready to come in. Oh, but Sand King baited out by the illusions, murdered by Clockwork. I'm afraid I actually missed the exact numbers there from Divok, but interesting stat coming out there that when Naga Siren isn't played by Arteezy or somebody else, who again, as I said, I missed some of the details, the win rate drops to 35%, which is huge. And of course, if you understand how averages work, which I'm hoping everybody does, taking out the two top heroes, you know, okay, you're going to expect it to reduce the average win rate slightly, but it shouldn't make that much of a difference. It really shouldn't. I assume, wasn't specifically said, but I'm going to assume that was a 6.8 only stat. If it wasn't, I'm going to be even more surprised. Speaking of Marth, let's have a look at gold per minute here. Let's have a look at the you know, what everybody's interested in, the farm, the Marth. Naga Siren, 536 gold per minute. I would say not quite where she wants it to be, but of course, you know, we're not seeing Battle Furies and sorry, we might actually be seeing a Battle Fury. We're not seeing Midas come out much in this game. Sand King manages to avoid a nice wow. Sand King avoiding Tornado and Hook must be walking away just going like, oh my god. But Clockwork only 1,000 gold away from Aghanim's Scepter. He is going to be hooking all over the place. You know, there is going to be nobody who can be you know, hooking more people in quicker succession than Clockwork with Ags. If anybody doesn't realize this, I am trying to make prostitution jokes, which possibly isn't in the best taste. But you know, you don't just have to do it with Pudge. Pudge has the you know, the eternal "my grandmother is a better hooker than you." You can always throw that out to an enemy Pudge. Pudge's grandmother, of course, being the greatest hooker in the world. But yeah, Clockwork, you can throw out the hook insults on him as well, definitely.
Rock it on!
You know, he must be very
Radiant's
talented
top
since he can
tower has
do a
been
different client
denied.
every 12 seconds. Or something like that. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that to your sick, twisted imaginations and have fun with that. Final tier 1 push coming down here from Myth. They want that gold, and I think they are probably in need of it. Execration with a 7.5k gold lead. Oh, and a beautiful hook in from Lumic. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the team support, and I think he realised he'd bitten off a little bit more than he could chew. Needs to pop BKB to escape. C'est la vie, said Pierre. That's just how it goes sometimes. You lose a BKB charge, but you get a chance to get a massive crushing team wipe or something. So there you go. Of course, you know, one of the main illusion plays with Naga involves just confusing the enemy team as to which one is your real Naga. I think OD's a fairly good counter to that because his right click does extra damage to illusions, so he'll always be able to just right click any that go by. Sanking gets picked off there though by a very nicely a nicely used song to set up for a gank attempt slash push. And it looks like this tier 2 is going to go down now. So wow, Execration 4 towers ahead, 5 kills, bunch of golden XP. Enchantress getting in the way of the Clockwork hook there. A Clockwork, of course, does not have Aghanim Scepter yet, so he's not the perfect hooker he wants. He could be the once and future hooker. Is getting nice finish off, so, and that's AA and Sanking down. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a GG call fairly soon here from Myth. They've got some great late game carries, but Naga. There we go. Thank you, Devok. When Naga isn't played by Arteezy of EG, oh, so it was just the one guy. When it isn't played by Arteezy, her win rate drops by 35%. That is huge, and I actually find that really surprising, given that you know, Miracle is kind of the mythical Naga player in recent years. But Arteezy certainly not a recent weeks, I should say. Arteezy, of course, being legendary as well. But I mean, I would have, you know, you associate Tinker maybe with Arteezy. I would associate Naga with Miracle. But that's just me. That's just me. Invoker picking up Scythe of Vice. That is a very, very useful pickup. OD probably wants to be picking one up as well. Yup, he will be. That's what the ultimate orb will be for. But also very, very vulnerable to the Vice is OD. Very, very vulnerable. Gonna help Marana off, finishing off this this Ancient. Not stacked or anything though, so the team really isn't gaining much by so many of them being around in this area. Yeah, this is... I would be... Okay, cards on the table. I'm going to be hugely impressed if Myth can turn this around. I kind of wanted Execration to win, as it makes the Asia 1 League a little bit more interesting. Execration have more at stake in this game. But if Myth can pull something out of the hat here, and they do have some fairly deadly heroes. You know, the game hasn't reached the stage yet where Sand King's become useless. AA is one of the few supports who scales effectively, in my opinion, into the very late game. But the real question is, do they have anything that can deal with you know, crazy Naga push? Given that there's Song. Oh, the Song, actually, I don't even think Naga noticed. That was just a casual interruption of the Sand King ult. Sand King wants to go for Blink Initiation here, and actually they're getting decent stuns down on Zed. The rest of the Radiant team slow to initiate, but here comes Clockwork. He's got BKB up, but still getting right click down by OD. That shouldn't happen, says Clockwork. There's a stomp, misses everything. Clockwork manages to finish off the Ancient Apparition. Now trying to get Cogs down on this Marana. Marana almost finishing off by Sunstrike and some right click from Invoker, but I want to say manages to get out. Yes, does manage to get out. Sand King though finished off by Enchantress. Yep, the tornado there finishing off Marana, and now Centaur in real trouble. Centaur's return damage being, I guess, a decent way to counter some of Enchantress's ridiculous right click damage. But I would say you really need to build a Blade Mail on top of that for it to be an effective thing to rely on against any hero, really. You know, you need a lot of return damage to to dissuade someone from right clicking. Otherwise it'll just rarely make a difference, particularly when you're melee and they are ranged, because they're gonna have the edge anyway by default. Enchantress tanking creeps, that's how she pushes waves. You know, the amount of damage that her own creep wave does not take is huge. That might have been a slightly strange way to phrase that, but I'm a trust that everyone knows what I mean. And actually just the Naga illusions and creeps actually doing an amazing job pushing out top wave. Illusions are often struggling to clear creep waves for a lot of heroes because just, you know, they're often a lot weaker than the heroes themselves. But Radiance buddies are real. But still, you know, Myth were just proving that they can still take out the heavy carry on Execration, and that means that the match isn't yet over. Like, fundamentally, that's what that means. It means that if they can get another one of those and then get some supports, they could, at the very least, equalize the game, and from then on, obviously, it's anybody's business. They do need to be making plays, so the pressure is most certainly on. Mirana doing her best to clear out creep waves. Certainly an essential thing to do. Invoker trying to nuke out the mana of Centaur and succeeding incredibly well. So that's no pipe, no mech, and this is when they choose to come in, which is a brilliant call. The wards have been popped, Clockwork picking off, almost picking off AA, Invoker finishing it off. But now we have a Sanking initiation. There's a lot of damage going in. But there's ZZZZZ. What? I'm not entirely sure where the rest of the Execration team was there. ZZZ was definitely in and needed help. Beautiful use of the illusions there. I think actually managed to avoid a large amount of the Sanity's Eclipse damage. Although possibly just very, very high intelligence. Yeah, it would only have done 300 damage anyway, actually. So yeah. Sanity's Eclipse not going to be effective on Naga this match, and that's actually huge. That's really, really bad. Boombell about to go down as well. Lumik doing a nice cog in. Not going to pop cogs. That was really just for the stun component, which is perfectly valid. About to get the second set of rats here from Execration, and as I believe I may have mentioned, I'm really happy about that. I think they deserve it. They played very well in the first game, very well played in the second game. They farmed up a beautiful Naga here, albeit apparently a very, very ballsy one. Just going to pop illusions and use Song just to slow down Myth's response. I mean, you know, even had they had everybody up at that stage, there was really nothing they could have done. I'm going to pop up net worth again. Naga at 21k. You know, this is... If you're wondering why carry Naga works sometimes and doesn't work sometimes, you know, yeah, she can always do the split push, yeah, she often picks up Radiance and all the other stuff. This is the kind of thing that means that carry Naga is working. When she's using the illusions and everything else, not just to push, but also to just get the most ridiculous levels of farm on the map. That's how the push happens. What will her next item be? Looks like hard, and she's almost at Reaver. Myth though, still not calling it. I'm not sure whether they are you know, just enjoying the game, which I could totally understand and respect. It's been a very fun game, or whether they actually think they have a shot here. I mean, you know, nobody's gone for Roche this game. That could happen. I'm trying to think of things which could happen here. Roche is one of them. That's all. That's as far as I got so far. Unfortunately, Boombell being way out of position and getting absolutely murdered is also one of them. Does kind of act as a decent bait though. The Shadow Shaman wards are forced out if nothing else. Shadow Shaman with BKB. But unfortunately, here we go. It's ZZZZZZZ. Illusions are almost going to finish off the Centaur Warrunner. OD is forced to pop the Imprison on just to try and save Centaur. And there's a call from Myth. And a fair call it is too. Comeback kids or not, AA's win rate in games beyond 40 minutes. Centaur's win rate is beyond 40 minutes. OD's win rate in games beyond 40 minutes. Oh, there are actually percentages there. 60, 40, 50, 40, 50. So yeah, they needed to finish that quickly, the Myth team. They didn't do it, which is sad. Averaged out at 40%. So what that basically means is, had that game gone on much longer, the average of the Myth team would have been a 40% win rate based on their heroes, and that's not enough running up against a Naga. Many thanks to anybody who's tuned in. Please like, comment, subscribe, keep coming back, visit the chat, say things, tell me what I'm doing wrong, all the rest of it. And a big shout out to Divok, who's been doing stats for us. You can find his details below. It's twitch.tv/DivokDota. He'll be casting again soon, I think starting next week, when he's going to be in a position to be able to talk loudly and scream. But yeah, remember to Marth, guys. Remember to Marth. But yeah, it's been a fun game. I'm really happy with that 1-1. Looks like the joinDota bookies were right that this was more than anything else likely to be a draw. GG guys, I'm gonna be out for a little bit now. More coming on later tonight.